Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, head-droppin' Donatello and Leonardo. That's right, Playmates Toys has brought back another one of those classic TMNT action features with these brand new variants of the Turtles. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at them. As you can see, they come on that new blister card style packaging featuring that brighter yellow and green color scheme with an image of each of the turtles up there in the right hand corner of the packaging. Now, if you look at the blister bubbles themselves, you'll notice that they do have little holes cut out in them so that you can try out the action feature right there in the package. And then flipping those boxes around to the backside, we get brand new bios for the turtles with their head drop and action features. And down below that, we get a look at some of the other turtle figures that are currently available and soon to come from Playmates Toys. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at Donnie and Leo here. Now, first things first, you might notice that I've only got these two turtles. The back of the packaging did show head drop-in variants for all four turtles, but so far it seems like only Donatello and Leonardo are hitting store shelves, so I don't know if they're in separate waves or shipments or exactly what's going on, but it does look like we'll have all four versions of the turtles in this head dropping style. But thought we'd still go ahead and take a look at Donnie and Leo since they are currently available in the stores. Now, as far as the overall look of the turtles go, they do maintain their same kind of skin tones that we've seen with all the other versions of the turtles. So Donnie's got that lighter skin tone, while Leo's kind of got that nice vibrant green there. And for the most part, everything as far as the look of the turtles goes is very similar to what we've seen in the past. The only unpainted parts on these turtles are the wraps that are around their feet and the wraps that are on their hands, which is a bit of a bummer, but honestly, at this point, not unexpected. Everything else about them looks really good, and like I said, they do look a lot like your standard Ninja Turtles that we've seen in this lineup, with the exception of that action feature that we're going to take a look at here soon. Now, of course, both turtles do include their signature weapons, so Leonardo's got two katana blades, and Donatello includes one bow staff, and these do appear to be the same ones that we received with several of the other Ninja Turtles out there, and both of them do have a place to store the weapons on their back, which is always very nice. Now, taking a closer look at the turtles here, one of the big differences with their overall designs is because of their action feature. You'll notice while looking at these guys that they have much wider torsos. You can see it's real broad on their shoulders. When you look at them from the side, you can kind of see how fat their bodies are. And their heads are a little bit smaller. They're not too small, but they do look a little bit disproportionate with the body there. But like I said, that is because of that head-dropping action feature, and is very similar to the way the turtles appeared even in the vintage toy line, where they had that exact same action feature. So before we look at that, let me go ahead and run down the articulation on these guys for you real quick. Now, because of that head-dropping action feature, the heads do not turn on these guys. Also, at the shoulders here, we just have that standard forwards and backwards motion, so they're not ball-jointed, which means they can't go outwards at the arms. However, they do have elbow bends, which is very nice, and in addition, both turtles have wrist swivels, which is a huge plus for being able to hold their weapons. Now, looking down at the legs, the only articulation they have at the legs is kind of the ability to swivel them at the thighs. There is no other articulation in the knees or the feet or anything like that. They're all just a solid sculpt. And you'll also notice that they're a little bow-legged there. They have a wide stance, but that's to actually help keep them balanced with that kind of upper torso being so much wider. Plus, the legs play into that action feature. Also, one other thing I want to show you guys with Leonardo, the sheath on his back is removable. So that's kind of nice, just has a little peg, you can pull it out there, so that way, if you want to, you can remove the swords from Leo's back. Now, the articulation might seem minimal on these guys, but like I keep saying, that is because of the action feature. The action feature is what is important with these. You're not going to buy these guys for super articulated poses. You're going to buy these guys to play with their head-dropping action feature. So let me show you how that works. Of course, since they've got those smaller heads, you'll also notice that the bandanas are a little more sculpted closely to the head, and they're a little shorter there. They're not blowing outwards like they normally are. They're not longer and kind of laying back. That is because the head has to fit down in that torso. And you kind of look at the top there, you can see how it works. If you just press the head down, they snap into place. Boom, just like that. So now the turtles have their heads down in their shells, and when you want to pop the turtles' heads back out, you just squeeze those legs, and the head comes shooting back out of the shell. Like I said earlier, this is an action feature that was featured in the original TMNT toy line, so any of you older collectors out there who had any of the original turtles, I'm sure you're very familiar with how this feature works, and it functions exactly as it did with those classic toys. So with that being said, it's comparison time. Here's a look at the new head-droppin' Donatello alongside my vintage head-droppin' Donatello who's seen better days. But at least you can see what these two look like side by side, and you'll notice that the action features function exactly the same. You press the head down, it clicks in place, you squeeze the legs, the head comes popping back out. And you'll even notice that the vintage turtles kind of had that same thing with the wider torsos and the smaller heads to accommodate that action feature. So it's pretty cool to see that Playmates was able to bring that exact same action feature into the new Turtles line, and it works flawlessly. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new head-droppin' turtles from the Nick Turtles toy line. So like I said when I was talking about the articulation, it's all about the gimmick with these turtles. The whole reason that these exist is for that head-dropping action feature, so if that's not something that you want, these definitely aren't figures that you're going to want to add to your collection. But if you remember those vintage ones fondly, like I do, I always thought that was a really fun variant. Or if you just think this looks like a fun feature, I think you'll really enjoy these turtles. The head-dropping thing works so well, and it's actually just so satisfying when you pull it off. I mean, you can use this feature for the turtles to duck attacks from the villains, or you can even have them running around headbutting the villains, which is what I always used to do with my vintage head-dropping turtles. So a lot of fun can be had with these guys. Like I said, it seems like only Leonardo and Donatello are hitting store shelves right now, but Mikey and Raph are also getting the head-dropping treatment as well, and the turtles are starting to hit store shelves right now. So get out there, guys, and happy hunting! And hey, if you guys enjoyed this review, make sure you check out some of my other awesome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reviews, and also like this video and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, my friends!